In international relations, our topic today is about Indo-Myanmar relationship. So let us discuss what it is. In the class, we will discuss the timeline of India and Myanmar relationship. We will discuss what are the concerns of India in the ongoing situation in Myanmar. We will also discuss the cooperation between the two states. So let us start the topic. First of all, what is common in India and Myanmar? Let me tell you that India and Myanmar both ethnically, historically, as well as geographically connected. So our first point is that India and Myanmar share historical, ethnic, cultural, and religious ties. Along with that, India and Myanmar also share a common boundary. If we'll talk about the boundary between India and Myanmar, let me tell you, it is Arakanayoma, a mountain which stands as a boundary between India and Myanmar, and there is a river also known as Irrawaddy. Often in preliminary examination, I have seen many examinations. There was a question about Irrawaddy, because Irrawaddy divides Myanmar into two equal parts, eastern half and western half. So India and Myanmar share historical, ethnic, cultural and religious ties. They share common boundary, 1624 kilometers long land boundary and 725 kilometers long maritime boundary in the Bay of Bengal. India is the land of Buddha. Lord Buddha took birth in India, and for this reason, because Myanmar Buddhists are a majority of the population in Myanmar are Buddhists, so India is a country of pilgrimage for the people of Myanmar, and a large population of Indian origin, around 2.5 million, live in Myanmar. Let us now talk about the timeline. The Indo-Myanmar relationship started as early as in 1951, when India and Myanmar signed a treaty of friendship. But it got an impetus in 1987 when our the then Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi visited Myanmar. And this gave a strong foundation to the relationship between two states. In 2002, the Indian Consulate General in Mandalay was opened. It was reopened, we can say. Reopened, but the Consulate General of Myanmar was set up in Kolkata. In May 2008, Cyclone Nargis hit Myanmar, and during that disaster, what happened? India was one of the first respondents to the disaster. India responded quickly with relief materials and offers of assistance. India has given US dollar 1 million as humanitarian relief and rehabilitation grant to Myanmar government. In March 2011, again an earthquake devastated Myanmar, and India was again among the first respondents to the disaster. India came out with a cash grant of 2,50,000 US dollars, and in 7,50,000 dollars, another 7,50,000 dollars. India has reconstructed one high school and 6 primary schools in Tarle Township. Let me tell you that in earthquake in 2011, Tarle Township was the township which has seen maximum destruction. If we'll talk about cooperation between the states, the first one is about ASEAN. ASEAN stands for Association of Southeast Asian Nations, and Myanmar became a part of ASEAN nations in 1997. And Myanmar is the only ASEAN nation which shares a land boundary with India. No other ASEAN nations out of the 10 ASEAN members share a land boundary with India. It was Myanmar only. Myanmar is the gateway between the South India and the South Asia and Southeast Asia. Gateway between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Next one is BIMSTEC. When we talk about cooperation between the states, then let me tell you that Myanmar is a signatory of a BIMSTEC free trade agreement, and Myanmar became a member of a BIMSTEC in 1997, and also a signatory of a free trade agreement. Okay, so under the agreement, what Myanmar actually is involved with maximum trade with Thailand and India. So what are the things actually exported by Myanmar from India? So let me tell you, Myanmar exported by Myanmar to India. Okay, so what are the things that are exported to India? Agricultural products like beans, pulses and maize, and forest products like teak and hardwoods. Now what are the things that are imported by Myanmar from India? They are chemical products, pharmaceuticals, electrical appliances and transport equipment. The next important point in Indo-Myanmar relationship is about Mekong Project. Myanmar is a member of Mekong Project since November 2000. Let me tell you that it was November 2000 only when the project was founded. And it is an initiative by 6 countries. One is India and the other 5 are ASEAN countries. One is India, other 5 are ASEAN countries. So when we are talking about Mekong River, then let me tell you that Mekong Project, Mekong River flows along the boundary of Laos and Cambodia. It is a natural boundary between Laos and Cambodia. Okay. So other 5 ASEAN countries are Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Thailand and Vietnam, along with India, which are part of the Mekong Project. And for cooperation in the fields of tourism, education, culture, transport and communication, this Mekong Project was going to be a milestone in India and Asian relationship. The chairmanship of this project is assumed in alphabetical order. Next one is SARC. In August 2008, though Myanmar is not a member of SARC, but in August 2008, Myanmar was given observer status, and since then Myanmar is an observer of SARC. Let us now discuss the strategic importance of Myanmar for India. First, as we discussed, that India and Myanmar share a common boundary, land boundary of 1624 km, maritime boundary of 725 km in the Bay of Bengal. Okay, so the states that share boundary between that share boundary with Myanmar are Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram and Manipur. So these are the 4 states which share boundary with the Myanmar. Okay, so from strategic point of view, Myanmar is going to be very important for India in the northeast region. Myanmar stands at the center of the Indo-Southeast geography. So if you look into the Indo-Southeast geography, then we will find that Myanmar is the gateway to the Southeast region. Okay, so in that context also, Myanmar is very important for India. Again, Myanmar stands at the confluence of 2 foreign policy doctrines. One is Actist policy and the second one is Neighborhood First policy adopted by India. Then Myanmar is an essential element in regional Indo-Pacific politics. Indo-Pacific politics here means, let me tell you that Indo-Pacific is a concept only, and it is a Western concept. It was conceptualized to counter the growing influence of China in the South China Sea and Indian Ocean region. So, as far as Indo-Pacific politics is concerned, Myanmar is going to be an essential element there in countering the growing influence of China, because Myanmar stands as a bridge between South Asia and Southeast Asia. Myanmar is an important region from the point of countering the growing influence of China, and according to that, what happens, let me tell you that uh, under in India's security and growth for all in the region, that is Sagar project, India has developed the Sitwe port in Myanmar's Rakhine state. Let me tell you that the Sitwe port is India's answer to Chinese Kakpyu port in the same Rakhine state. Myanmar is critical for India's national security. Let me tell you that the 4 states which borders with Myanmar, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Mizoram, they actually, these northeastern states are affected by left-wing extremism and narcotic trade routes. So many times India and Myanmar armies have conducted joint operations to curb such activities, but still that is a growing concern of India in the region. At present, the military junta is ruling Myanmar. There was a military coup in Myanmar, and the military junta has ousted forcefully the Aung San Suu Kyi government and took power. And due to this, what happened? The pro-democrats, say the Western countries, they have sanctioned on Myanmar, and India fears that the growing Western sanction on Myanmar may lead Myanmar to get closer to China. So anything that will bring Myanmar close to China is against India's interest. A failed Myanmar state also a threat to India's national security. Okay, so it is not about Myanmar only. Any failed state at the doorstep of a state obviously is going to be a threat, will pose a threat to the national security of the bordering state. So this is all for the Indo-Myanmar relationship. I hope you understood the topic, and the second part of this one we will discuss later in another lecture. Okay.